To have you with us here on the South African Morning. It's going to be a big day in court, all because of these two men. Prosecutor Billy Downer going to find out today if he will be recused from Jacob Zuma's corruption trial. The former president doesn't want Downer to prosecute him. He claims the prosecutor is biased and actually leaked his health information. The state, of course, denying the allegations. Let's find out how this could all play out today, what it means for this a really decades-long corruption trial. Benedict Phiri, legal expert, good morning. It's always such a pleasure to have you with us. As I look at the photo of these two men, Billy Downer and Jacob Zuma, we'll talk about what this could mean for the trial, regardless of which way it goes. But before I get there, help me understand, Benedict, what does it mean when Billy Downer is being told by Jacob Zuma's attorneys that Billy Downer doesn't have the title to prosecute him? What does that mean in a court?
Yeah, so, and this is going to be the real issue of contestation today. What the courts have come to understand as title to prosecute has been either a formal title to prosecute, being either, an LLB or authorization from the National Director of Public Prosecutions, or, as it has been developed in recent times, means that a prosecution that is not tainted by vexatiousness or arbitrariness or really having it in for the accused. So that's really what we're looking at from a title to prosecute perspective. Of course, the key question is, if there isn't title to prosecute, can this prosecution continue, right? And Jacob Zuma attacking Billy Downer as the prosecutor himself, his title to prosecute, when actually, as a legal proposition, the title to prosecute vests in the National Prosecuting Authority as a whole. And from my perspective, I don't think he's done enough to attack the title to prosecute from the National Prosecuting Authority as a whole.
And one can't help but wonder as well what, Benedict, these documents, these health documents that were allegedly leaked by Billy Downer to a journalist. That's the allegation. eNCA is refuting the allegations. Does that have any bearing in this court case, in the corruption trial? Is that something that the judge will even look at?
It is before the judge. The submissions were made to him in oral argument, and if I recall, Jacob Zuma supplemented his written arguments to make these particular allegations in front of the judge. So the judge will make some kind of factual determination around, do they go to the question as to whether the eNCA as a whole is vexatious or is really hazard for Jacob Zuma, and the whole proceedings can be tainted from that perspective. I don't think this on its own will be sufficient, because when we look at the history of the proceedings, the complaints that the former president has made relate to the historical conduct of these proceedings, which have been dealt with by the court when he brought an application to stay the proceedings earlier, and the court said this was not sufficient to stay the proceedings. So he's trying to have a second bite at the cherry, but when you think about it, the only new sliver of information we're dealing with here are the new allegations relating to Billy Downer and the alleged leaking of confidential information.
Benedict, time is getting against us. Let me ask you this important question. I'm going to throw two scenarios at you. I'm not a lawyer, so speak Gareth for me if you can. The removal of Billy Downer, if it is successful, what does that mean for the trial starting today? If he is not removed as the prosecutor, what does that mean for the trial today? Could we get underway today, do you think?
I think let me start with the second one, because that's a little bit easier. We know that the former president will not be in court today, because what we're expecting is just the delivery of the judgment and the order. So should it be the case that Billy Downer is not removed from the case today, I don't think we will start today. We will have a postponement to allow the former president to be in court. But should Billy Downer be removed today, I don't think that will be the end of the matter for this trial. I think what will happen will be that Billy Downer will be replaced, and the trial will proceed at some point in the future with him being replaced.
Okay, so it might not necessarily be today, but either way, going to be a big day in court. Benedict Phiri, always such a pleasure to speak to you, legal expert, looking ahead to this big judgment in the former president Jacob Zuma's bid to remove the prosecutor Billy Downer, expected to be delivered later this morning. Of course, you can expect live coverage and analysis here on eNCA.